Hello, my name is Natasha and I am so glad that you could join me for this yoga practice today. We are going to start in a nice easy seat. Now, as this is called an easy seat, it's not always that easy. So our aim here is to find length through the spine. So by grabbing a folded blanket or a yoga block, or a towel or a sofa cushion even, that can help us just to bring our hips up. Okay, so if you don't need anything and you feel totally fine here, then that's fine to work with whatever feels good for you today. But we are going to find that length, and we're going to tuck our chin just slightly down, finding length through the neck, like an extension of the spine. You can take a soft gaze down in front here, or maybe, if it feels good for you, you might even like to close the eyes. And we're just going to start by bringing this attention to our breath. Notice as it comes in through your nose, and see its journey as it goes all the way down, filling up your belly. And as you exhale, your stomach contracts, the air comes all the way up and out through the nose or mouth. And then we go again. Really filling the belly up on the inhale. So a lot of time we're breathing into our chest area because we've learned that it's quicker. But by taking the time to consciously bring this awareness, bring our breath all the way down, filling up the belly, then it's going to do wonders, okay? So the more we practice this on the mat, the more we can start to practice it off the mat, and it will just become this natural way of breathing. And by taking this conscious time, you're really tapping into that parasympathetic nervous system. So as you're breathing here, maybe you'd even like to take a mantra, and one that I like to go with just to be in this moment is I am safe. I am safe in this moment right now. And this really allows for you to be where you are and be present, and just balance that root chakra as well. Okay, bring those hands to the knees. We're just going to start with some circles here. So it's really waking up through the spine, massaging those internal organs. And because this is yoga, let's see if we can marry the movement and the breath. So maybe you're inhaling one way and exhaling as you're coming forward. Maybe you're getting the neck and the shoulders a bit more involved. Keeping that breath going. Maybe even slowing it down and really feeling your way around. And then reverse the circle if you haven't already. Notice how it feels in your body. So any areas of tension. I mean, this might be waking up bits of the body and bringing an awareness and that just you haven't been able to focus on yet today. So it's a really good one, especially like in the morning, get that digestion system up and running and working to its best. And then coming back to center. Inhale, lift the shoulders up right towards your ears. And then exhale, round it through, bring them back. Inhale up and exhale back. In and out. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, keeping some space here. So if your shoulders are living up here, that's okay. Just bring them down and create some space here, like you're holding a big beach ball up ahead. And again, if you're collapsing through the spine here, this is where that blanket or that block really helps. And then exhale, we're going to bring the arms down into like cactus arms here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Inhale. And exhale, bring them shoulder blades like right together. In and out. This time bringing them all the way back behind you, finding a bind in the fingers, so interlacing those fingers and really push away, open up through that chest. Maybe taking your gaze up. Now, wrists can be quite square, or your hands can come together. Honestly depends on your body, where you are today. So just whatever feels right. And then exhale, release, hands come to your side. Up onto the fingertips and just peek at them and notice. So they're not forward, they're not too far back here, although that does feel nice there actually. Maybe take that for a moment. But just trying to get them in line with your shoulder. And then just staying there with the left, and you're going to sweep that right hand up and over. So maybe finding a bend. So maybe flattening the hand, finding a bend in your left elbow. And notice like not to collapse here. So we're really opening up through the chest, keeping them sit bones down. And finding that stretch through our side body. Maybe taking our gaze up and making sure the shoulders aren't trying to get our ears there. Keep breathing. And notice you're not collapsing into this hand either. You're really pushing away from the earth with it. And exhale. We can come back to center. Bringing our right hand here now. Left hand comes up. And we're folding. Looking up. Opening up through the chest. Finding that stretch in our left side body here. And then exhale to release. Maybe finding a little movement in the shoulders or in the neck. Whatever feels necessary and good for you. And then we're going to make our way onto all fours here. Making sure that our hands are in line with our shoulders here. Our knees are below the hips. And we're just going to inhale, drop the belly, look forward. And exhale, we're going to round through, drawing that navel towards the spine, rounding through our back, taking our gaze to our belly button, or between. There's space in our knees there. And inhale, drop the belly, look forward. Maybe check in again with the neck here. Keep breathing. And then on an exhale, we'll round it through. Maybe finding a little movement here as well. A little sway. And now maybe keep that movement going as you breathe in and out. Just finding your own kind of funky cat-cow here. Finding, like when we were doing the circles, okay? So we're really getting into any areas of old tension that have built up that we weren't even aware of. So maybe you circle the hips one way and then the other. Or maybe you're here playing with your cat-cow, doing circles here. Just make it a dance, your own special dance. You know, you can do this not on camera. So really make it unique. Maybe you find a little movement here, forward and back. Maybe coming off the wrists. Find what feels good for you. And then when you're ready, we're going to come onto our bellies. We're going to bring our arms out like into like an 11 shape. Your legs are about hip width apart and really pressing through the feet. Your elbows are below your shoulders, although if that's too much, you can always bring them forward a little bit. Pressing through the hands, grounding through that pelvic area, through the feet, and taking that crunch out of the neck. So if you're really crunching your neck up, just drop that chin slightly. Bring the breath. And then bring it all the way down and rest your head onto your hands. Just take a few deep breaths here. And then coming back, we're just going to bring our right hand out to our side. So you can't see here, so out to like half a T here. So like if both our hands were out, we're making this giant T. But just your right hand pressing in to the mat. And then you're just going to start rolling onto your side. So really pressing through that left hand. Now here might be enough. It's quite an intense shoulder stretch here, okay? But if you want a little bit more, you can take that left foot and bring it behind. So you can relax the weight of the head down here as well. And again, this left leg doesn't have to do it. You can be here. You could even like bend your knees a little there. And if it's still enough, you can always find a wall to do this. So a wall is a great prop. So I will explain it in a moment. So hold on there if you like, and never do this if it's painful, okay? So we never want pain. So we'll release out of that, coming back to rest our head on our hands, and we'll do the left side in a moment, but I just want to explain the wall one to those that, you know, that is just too much. So using a wall, we would bring our right hand here. So just like when we were laying down, so we're laying here, bringing our right hand, and then you're just going to turn. Okay? So you're looking away from that hand. Your hips are kind of on the wall here. And just feeling your way. I mean, the breath is the most important thing. And then the same thing on the other side. Okay? So if you're working with that, make sure you do both sides. But if you're down here on the mat, join me now and we will do the left side. So bringing your left hand out, pressing into that right hand, and then turning. And again, if we want that little bit more, we can bring the top knee, our right knee, up and behind. Meeting your appropriate edge here. So again, we don't want pain. If it's painful, we back out of it. But if it's sensation, then, you know, maybe we explore that. Maybe we use our breath to stay there for a few cycles of breath. And releasing it back. That's beautiful. Bringing your hands in line with your rib cage, like underneath your shoulders here, pressing in through the feet. And inhale, come into a baby cobra. So don't force yourself into a shape. Just take it nice and low. And exhale down. Inhale, curl the toes in under, and then push yourself up to plank or half plank. Knees can be lowered here. Okay. And exhale, come into a down dog. So really pressing through those hands. Hands are like starfish. Bending the knees here, sending the hips up. You've got an external rotation of the upper body. Your creases of the arms are kind of facing forward, like you're turning your hands, opening a pickle jar. And your big toes are just coming in towards each other ever so slightly here for that internal rotation. And we can work to pedal it out here a little bit. And notice if you're holding your breath, so keep that breath going. And then we'll find stillness. You can work on straightening the legs or keeping that nice bend. And then we'll all bend the knees, look forward. And then just take baby steps all the way to the top of the mat. Feet hip width apart, knees bent generously. And we're going to fold forward. Inhale, slide the hands up, halfway lift here. So hands are on the upper thighs, bringing them shoulder blades together, lengthening through the neck, through the spine, and exhale down. Inhale, draw energy up, reach up towards the sky. And exhale, rain it down. Inhale, back to that halfway lift. Exhale down. inhale, step that right foot back, lower the right knee, and inhale to come up, maybe bringing them hands to your waistline, or you can have them here. You could also have the option of padding the back knee, so if that's a lot on your knee, you can fold the mat here. And then exhale down, coming up off that back leg. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back. And then you can lower the knees here, half plank. Or stay here for a plank. We're here for 3, for 2, for 1. You are so strong. Bring your knees down. And then lower your chest down, chin down. Inhale to that cobra, baby cobra, not forcing anything. Exhale down. Inhale, curl the toes in under, lift back to your plank or half plank, and send it on an exhale to your down dog. Grounding through that left foot, bringing that right foot up and in towards your chest. Stepping it all the way forward, lowering the back knee. Inhale, look forward, come on up. And keep a nice engagement through the core here. And again, hands could be at the waist here, if that feels better for you. And exhale down. And then we're going to bring that foot back, open up knees, send big toes to touch, and send it all the way back into a child's pose. An extended child's pose. So if your forehead isn't coming to the earth, you can always use a black blanket here. That could be quite nice, actually, giving it a nice big cuddle. You can use a yoga block, or you might even like to stack the hands here, bringing the earth to you. And just here for a few breaths. If you want a little bit more here, we can always take a little Namaste shark fin by just walking them elbows forward a little bit, bringing the hands together overhead. And then releasing it down, walking your hands back up, and we'll take it down to our backs. Let's see. Okay. And then just bring the feet towards your sit bones here, and you can hold the outer edge of your mat here, or press your hands down into the ground snuggle them shoulder blades right underneath you there. And then imagine you have a yoga block just in between your thighs here. So there's that little bit of space, but you're squeezing that imaginary block together. So it's not all in the glutes here. We're not squeezing the glutes together, more our thighs, squeezing them. And then you're slowly gonna just peel up, bringing your legs up here. The glutes are up, sending that chest towards your chin and chin towards the sky, squeezing that imaginary block. Keep breathing. And then exhale. We bring it back down. Hug the knees in. Find a little rock side to side. Maybe a few circles. Again, just like before. One way and the other. And then hug the right leg in. Send the left leg out. And just let it hover here for a minute, or release it down if you want. So whichever you want, but just keep that core engagement there. Flexing through that left foot, even if it's lowered or lifted. Maybe taking a few circles with the right foot. And then we'll switch sides, hugging the left leg in, extending the right leg. Again, can be lifted a little bit or lowered. Really squeeze, hug it in. Find some circles with the left ankle. And then bring that right leg back in and send the legs over to the left. You can use your left hand to guide here, and then bringing your right hand out or into like a cactus arm, depending on the space you have here. Keeping them shoulders down on the mat. If your knees aren't coming down, then that blanket, that cushion can come in handy to just come underneath the knees here. And then rolling it back to center. And let's lovingly guide them over towards the right. And again, that blanket can come in underneath. Breathing right down to the belly. And coming back to center. And then just send them legs out long. Wiggle any little wiggles you need to get out. And if you have the blanket, you can always put it on top of you. Maybe even just cover your feet, nice and warm. Do what you need to do, you know. Take a sip of your tea. Do any last little wiggles, because we're just going to find some stillness, because you absolutely deserve this moment of stillness with your breath, snuggling them shoulder blades in underneath, relaxing the arms next to you. Palms can be open towards the sky, or pressed into the earth for a little bit more grounding. Relax the jaw, so maybe even just move your jaw side to side for a moment and then just relax. Let your lips part just slightly. Maybe allow the eyes to close if that feels good for you. And if for any reason it does not feel good on your back, you're always welcome to take this final resting pose on your side or even sitting up. So it's all about finding what works for you, and I want you to be comfortable, okay? Because we're going to be here just for a few minutes. And wherever you are, just start to focus on your breath. Notice each inhale and exhale. And if any thoughts come to your mind, and they will, just lovingly come back to the breath. Wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers. Stay here for longer if you have the time. Like, take another 5-10 minutes. Amazing. But otherwise, we'll roll onto our side if we were on our back. Or if you're sat up, just start bringing the attention back to the room. Noticing the ground beneath you. Notice any sounds nearby. Maybe tap into a little inner smile. Maybe even letting that smile creep onto your lips. Then we'll push ourselves up and we'll all meet in our seated position. A few more deep breaths here. And we join the hands to the heart. And you are amazing for joining in this practice. I hope that it serves you well. And if you did like it, please share it with a friend or anywhere to get it into the hands of someone who might need it. Thank you so much. Namaste.